Hey guys, this is your spiritual guidance from Nana. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. For those of you that are tuning in, I just want to say, hey, thank you so much, guys, for your likes, for your shares, for your comments. You really bless me. And I thank you that you're being polite in the comments, and stuff like that. And I just want to say thank you. What the message I have for you today is you are a cosmic gift. You are a gift on this 3D plane, okay, for whoever or whatever circumstance you go into. You are a cosmic gift, okay? You have been predestined and born to be here at this time, at this stage in your life, all right? I've got my red beer here. For those that just came from church, you ain't gonna like that, sorry. But I do. I have my red beer here, and I am just excited to bring you what the Holy Spirit brought me, okay? You are a cosmic gift. You have been preordained by Source Himself to be here, all right? You're not just a random thing that happened. You were predestined to be here. And, it says that because it says that God formed you in your mother's womb. So He knew who you were going to be, who you are. And He wanted me and the Spirit team wanted to let you know that you are a cosmic gift. Now, a lot of you have not felt like that your entire life, okay? Some of you, it's just been a little while in your life. Some of you, it's been your entire life. Deep down inside, you don't feel like you were a cosmic gift. You had a lot of people and events that happened in your life that made you feel less than, or like a scapegoat, or like you just didn't fit. And that is not true. I am here to tell you that lie that was formed in your mind or within your spirit when you were younger is not true. You are a cosmic gift. You have been sent here, designed specifically from Source, from the great I Am, to be here for a reason. Okay? 1438 as we talk about this. All right? It means God in the foundation of your life, all right? The Trinity is bringing you into new beginnings. That's what this means in Christian numbers, all right? In angel numbers, it means the angels in the foundation of your life are bringing about abundance. So, and abundance, guys, is a lot of different things. It's not just financial blessings. It's peace and love and joy and deep fulfillment within your spirit man that comes in and out of you, okay? So I just wanted to tell you that you are a cosmic gift. And a lot of you have talents, I'm getting right now. A lot of you have talents that you have not even shared with the world yet. You haven't shared with your family or community. And maybe for some of you, those talents that you have, you can't share with certain people in your lives because they don't get it, or they judge you, or that kind of thing. But a lot of those giftings that you've had when all through your growing up are going to start, I've been talking about this, increasing in your life, going to start expanding in your life. God in the foundation of your life right here. He is churning up things that you thought were buried, you thought you had healed, you thought that you had been over already, but sometimes in different periods of our life, God brings up certain things so that we can completely heal from that. We can completely release that and have peace within our lives. The first card that came out for you guys, because I had done a pre-shuffle, was surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in quiet meditative moments. Focus on the stillness within. Enjoy the inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. When we come from that place of peace, when we come from that place in our foundation where we're settled in on the inside, we've handed over everything that we are, everything we're not. We've handed over our shadow side, our light side, our in-between side, and we're just going with the flow. Not all of us are on a journey. All of us have shadow sides. I don't care how old you are. You could be the Pope. You could be the best person in the whole world. Everybody has something that they could be working on or something that they could change. All right? But the source is just trying to tell you that I'm trying to bring peace into the inner part of who you are so that nothing will shake it. Nothing will move from it. All right? So just before we get started, guys, I had gotten a little chime from a friend of mine, and I just wanted to ring it a little bit. And thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Sounds have vibration, and certain vibrations move out negative energies, all right? Your angels are vibrations. All right? When God said, let there be light, let there be this, let there be that, there was power and anointing within his voice, within his words, and vibrations went out and created what he said. All right? You are going to move up in higher vibrations, okay? You're going to expand in the giftings that God has given you. And one of the other cards that came out, guys, was surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation a breathing room. Some of you do have control issues that the Spirit of God is talking about, and they're just wanting you to take a look at that. Because we really don't have control. We might think we do, but it's just an illusion. Source, the great I am, is in control of everything. So, but what I was getting from that too, guys, was, do you see this person? Look at this. They have a pet snake. You guys might love snakes. I know people who have snakes as pets, But as you can tell from this person, the controlling that's going on is not from the divine source. It's not. It's demonic. I'll have to be frankly, most control issues, all right, in and out of yourself, all right, God in your foundation, in and out of yourself. When somebody around you has control issues, all right, they can be overbearing, they can be obsessive, they can be, they can flow in anger and rage and stuff like that. And that is not from divine source, all right? It's not. Now, don't get me wrong, not everything is from the devil. We choose a lot of the times the paths we want to go down. We choose a lot of times the behaviors that we want to display, all right? Even if you don't know you choose, you choose. So certain people around you, certain circumstances around you, maybe you're dealing with somebody in the workforce or in your family that is controlling. That's a very dark energy, okay? Because they're trying to take the place of the source in your life. They're trying to take the place of the higher power within your life. Remember when I had a boss one time who, I think his whole day was just to make people's lives miserable, to be frankly honest. He was a grumpy old man. He wasn't old, actually. I was older than he was. I studied him for a while when I worked where he worked, and I had heard that he doesn't have much control in his home life. And so he would display that control in the work life and try to take it out on the employees and stuff like that. But I watched him, and even though I didn't like the way he treated people and certain things like that, what I did is I ended up praying for him, and God helped me by not sharing a truth with him, believe it or not, but by being funny with him. I would crack jokes at him, not jokes that are pat, but I would just chuckle and I would say something, and and it was so funny because he would look at me and he would think, what is she saying? What is she doing? And eventually what happened is that he started cracking a smile, and before you know it, he was smiling, all right, at what I was saying and I was doing, and it was actually breaking him out of his shell, all right? But that's just a story that went on in my life. People that are controlling around you, you might not have any influence over. You might not have any influence over. So what do? You hold your peace. Sometimes when people are controlling around us, sometimes saying nothing at all is loud enough. Does that make sense? I feel like the inner peace that you're going to have, that the source is going to give you, it's that settledness inside, that peaceful garden, that peaceful ocean place that you take yourself to, and you don't allow the energy of this controlling whatever, controlling snake, okay, to wrap themselves around you. You put up a healthy force shield, and you can do that in the invisible world. You can put up a healthy force field that can keep that energy from coming into your sphere. All right? It kind of reminds me of an invisible cloak, so to speak. But your spirit team in the Great I Am is just saying that in that center of who you are, where you sit down on the inside and peace rules and reigns within you, because you have spent time with your spiritual team, you have spent time with Source. And so peace is going to flow in the midst of the fiery trials that are going on around you, all right? And also they wanted me to let you know, surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions. And then celebrate every baby step, okay? That old saying is coming to mind, do it, even if you have to do it through fear. You know, sometimes we need to step out of our comfort zone, say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, you know, is what I'm feeling like. But you're overcoming obstacles. That was another card that came out. You're going to go over it, around it, or just simply see the way through. There's a hidden path of discovery. There is always a way out. There is always a way of escape when it comes to a lot of controlling situations. All right? And sometimes, guys, if you're going to be real and going to be honest, some people in other countries, maybe not as much in the United States, will come under persecution for their faith, will come under, martyrdom for their faith. But I'll guarantee you, in the midst of that, peace is ruling and reigning within them. Are they fearful? Probably. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? But I believe that Source comes through and gives them a supernatural peace to go through what they need to go through. All right? Because what's on the other side of that? Complete freedom, complete joy, complete, the shackles are off, period. So either way, but the Spirit of God wanted you and your spiritual team wanted you to trust yourself. Okay, a hunch is creativity trying to tell you something. Follow your gut instincts and act on them. All right? Follow your gut instincts and act on them. Some of you have got, what I was getting in my downloads beforehand was some of you have got some way creative things that are going to start coming out on the plane. All right, in this 3D realm. So I was getting electronics at first, at first I was getting the same ones, like I felt like when I was doing pre-shuffle, Songwriter kept coming out. Songwriter came out 2 or 3 times. And we're talking, I was using Nana's notes at the time, and that's the first deck I created, guys, and there's a lot of cards here, okay? Look at this. There is over 200 cards here, and there's hardly any duplicates whatsoever, and Songwriter came out twice. So some of you are going to write songs, like I've said before, that are going to change the course of history, that are going to shift the vibration of somebody's life. And you don't want fear to stop you, okay, from moving out in your gifts. One of the other things I was getting was electronics, that some of you are very gifted in electronics. Some of you know how to fix electronics. You know how to program electronics. You know how to maneuver around electronics, which, my hat's off to you, because that is not one of my areas I'm good at, I have to say. But I saw people playing games like with electronics, like you are a game tester. There's plenty of jobs out there for that, where you test games. And then there was where you develop games, is what I was seeing as well for some of you guys. But some of you guys are photographers and painters, and some of you guys are writers. That's been coming out a lot during the pre-shuffle. Children's book came out quite a bit. So I don't know if you've got an idea in your mind, but I don't know if you've heard of Beatrix Potter. She was a children's writer in the middle of the 1800s, like 1860s. She wrote tales like The Tale of Peter Rabbit, The Tale of Benjamin Bunny, The Tale of Jemima the Puddle Duck, The Tale of Johnnytown Mouse, and A Tale of Two Mice, and they were very simple messages. And I remember having one of those books when I was little, and I'm 63, so, but the books were only like this, you know? Just simple, cute illustrations and simple messages, all right? It was in those books. A simple moral was in those books. Beatrice was at that age, I mean, in that era, guys, where if you didn't have money in your family, then you wanted to marry somebody with money, especially because women didn't have rights to vote. They weren't considered to be authors or this or that. You know what I'm saying? They were considered for marriage and having babies, and that was about it. So Beatrix was someone beyond her years, and that's what I feel like for you, is that you've had some giftings within you that you've had for a long time that have been beyond your years, and those are going to start coming out because you are a cosmic gift. You have a special ability within you, okay, to help people, to minister to people, to reach out, to touch someone's life in some way, shape, or form, you know. And it could be through food, it could be through cooking, it could through baking, it could be through like I said, your voice, singing, speaking, writing, sound. Some of you have a unique sound that you want to bring to the table that helps raise the vibration or clear energies out, and you need to do that without fear. The tale of Johnny Town Mouse and the Tale of Two Mice that she did 60 books, guys, during her lifetime. And that tale itself was a good tale. It was about Johnny Town Mouse and this country mouse who traded places and found out that they kind of liked where they came from. They were used to that, and it was so out of the ordinary for them. So what they were learning in the lesson was that grass is not always greener on the other side. You know, it presents its own challenges, its own things that you have to go through, you know. She wrote 60 books. Squirrel Nutkin was one. Miss Tiggy Winkle was one. Timmy Tiptoes and Flopsy Bunnies. I mean, and if you want to watch, instead of reading about her, you could watch the movie. It's called Ordinary Days, okay? Ordinary Days. And it's got Renee Zellweger playing her part. And it's a very, very good movie. And for the most part, it details her life. I mean, she was not only a children's author, guys. She was a land conservationist, too. So during this time that she received wealth from these children's books, she bought herself a nice big farm, a working farm. And also she bought 4,000 more acres for land conservation because some developments were coming in and they were going to, of course, tear it down and make developments. And she wanted to preserve that for the farmers. She saved, I believe it was 14, she bought 14 farms and donated 14 farms and 4,000 acres, okay, as land conservation. And so she was somebody you might not have heard of, but also made an impact. Somebody who was beyond her years, somebody out of her time, you know, but she took what she knew, which was creating stories with some animals that are around her, okay? So that's what happened. She ended up making friends at a place they would go to in the summer, and it was a bunny rabbit in the garden, and that's what spun her imagination for Peter the Rabbit. What I'm saying is that you got something, who I'm talking to, you've got something in there. There's something in there. And it might be for design. You might be a designer of houses or clothes or makeup even, or jewelry, or you name it, guys. It could be anything. Okay? But that cosmic gift that you are needs to be shared with other people. Okay? Whether it's on a public platform or not, it doesn't matter. It could just be in your community. But there is a talent, there is a gift, there is, whether it's a gift of listening, okay, somebody who just likes to encourage people with simple little things. You know, that's a gift as well. It doesn't have to be big and dramatic, you know, but the secret to being happy is accepting where you are in life and making the most out of your day. What is something that you could share, okay, that you could share with someone else that's going to bless them? What is it? It could be anything. And you could just open yourself up to that, to the divine, and he will bring you the people and circumstances within your life. Okay? Just remember that fear might try to crop up, especially if you've never moved out in that before and you're not sure where it's going to land or lead. Nothing, I believe, that has been done with success must have had fragments of fear in it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, we've talked about this before, you know, Walt Disney, believe it or not, was afraid of mice. Petrified of mice, and yet his first character that became so popular was Mickey Mouse. He designed that mouse to be a friendly mouse because he was afraid of mice. Turn your fear into a cosmic gift. Turn the dance of pain into a cosmic gift. Okay? Because that is where you're going to reach the people that need it. Is when you choose to step out in faith, you know, and do that thing that's been on your heart. For right now, I'm seeing some of you writing poetry. You're very poetical. There's some of you, like I said, that are going to be writing songs, but there's some of you that just write poetry, and that's okay. Your poetry needs to be heard. You know, what have you done with it? Have you written it out? Do you have books of it? Maybe you could start applying to some where do you call publishers? Sorry, I lost track of thought there. Publishers that would be able to publish that for you. And even if a couple of people just read it, it's better than nobody, right? Some of you need to start up a podcast. Your voice is powerful. It is healing. It has a certain vibration to it that calms the nerves of others, that makes them feel safe and sound. Some of you need to get started on that. Try to figure out a way to do that, okay? Just remember that the scariest moment is always just before you start, okay? I remember when, you know, I did some plays on stage, guys, and did some speaking engagements, and I remember I would be so petrified behind stage. People didn't realize. I mean, there were times in the very beginning when I first started out in that, that I would literally have to go to the bathroom and throw up because I would be so nervous. But when I started thinking more of not of myself, am I going to do it right? Am I going to say it right? Am I going to mess up? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do? But instead, realize that the message that, or the play that you were doing is going to help other people to see something or to feel something. When I put my focus on the other person, that's when I would get a little bit of calmness within myself to step out and do what I needed to do. Fear is going to try to stop you. But remember, it's false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. Fear is just something that we are thinking might happen. Now, there was a time when I was on the stage where I did forget my line, and it was terrifying. I thought I was going to throw up on stage right there and then right there. But when I collected myself, which took all of 2 minutes, when I collected myself, I made a funny out of it, actually, because there was supposed to be somebody behind the curtain in case somebody forgot their lines that would feed you your lines. So when I forgot my line, I kind of moseyed over to the curtain and said, "What's my line? What's my line?" I can't remember. Real soft. And nobody was behind there. They were sitting in the audience because the play had been going so well so far, nobody needed them. They thought, go out and enjoy the play. Well, lo and behold, I needed a line. So instead of getting ready to pass out, which is what I was getting to do, or throw up, I yelled out, "Line, need my line." And then I chuckled. Somebody gave me my line. But when I went back into character to deliver that line, it was more powerful than all the rest of the times I had done it. I literally started crying when I was going into a part of the play where I was emotional. In the other parts, the other plays that I had done with that same scene, I hadn't done that. It was a monologue. Well, it ended up being super powerful because I cried during it. Little did people know it wasn't acting crying. I was literally crying because I had forgotten my lines and I was scared. But it made it more even powerful. And what I'm trying to tell you is that even in your vulnerabilities, even when you're scared, people say do it scared anyway. That's easier said than done. Especially if you get like me and get so much anxiety you feel like you're going to pass out. That's easier said than done, isn't it? But I'm telling you, if you bring yourself as a cosmic gift to your divine team and you bring your gifts to him, he's going to find a way that you can use those gifts. He's going to find a way, that you can shine the light of truth and hope and grace and mercy in someone else's life. All right? All right, let's see what else. I feel like we need to get an angel card here. I feel like we need to get an angel card here. Let's see. Angels, what have you got to say? Thank you, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Metatron for being here, and Gabriel. Thank you for your watching over us, taking care of us. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for being here, leading and guiding me. All right, we're going to cut the deck. Focus on service. I'm laughing because we just talked about all that. We just talked about that. Your soul desires to joyfully serve and to swim in a constant stream of bliss. Why? Because when we use our giftings to serve others, no matter what capacity that is, all right? I know the light is shining on that. But no matter what capacity that is, when you wake up, when you want to be a light or an encouragement or inspiration in someone's life, no matter what that looks like, it makes you happy. It does. It fills you with joy. It really does. Just giving surprises or anonymous gifts and, taking your talent and reaching out. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Source, the great I am, is a creator, and you're going to co-create with him. You're going to create this and stir up these gifts within you, and you're going to dispel them, disperse them out into your family, your community, and that is going to help you to raise your vibration, but it's also going to bring joy and fulfillment. There is nothing like giving to someone else who needs it. There's nothing like that besides being thankful and grateful in and of yourself. You know, thankfulness and gratefulness and an attitude of that and keeping a journal is also something that breeds love, joy, peace, discernment, insight. All right? You must be the change that you want to see in the world. You must be the change that you want to see in the world. Some of you are moving more into that. Another card that came out, it seems to be prevalent, is, am I letting fear stop me? Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling or freezing or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable. Let me say that again. You are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable. If you could realize that, guys, if you could realize that you are the boss of your emotions, you are the boss of your thoughts and your actions. You know, people can say the devil made me do it all they want, but the fact is they have to make a choice to be willing to go along with it. All right? Unless somebody is completely dim and possessed, where the enemy is inside them and making them do things, other ordinary, everyday people who might get oppressed from the outside, all right, they make a choice. Am I going to love? Or am I going to be controlling? You are the boss of your fear. You are unstoppable. But it's up to you to see that by taking action. By taking action. Now, I remember being behind stage when I told you when I was in fear, and I'd get my mind off of how I felt. And I started thinking about the people that were paying money to come and see that, and you know, how somebody might need a lift to pick me up with the joke I was going to do, or, you know, just entertainment to get their mind off of something. I started thinking about the other person, the other people. And that is what helped me curb that fear. Also, it was in a movie, I don't know, Kevin Costner for The Love of the Game. I don't know if you've seen that as well. It's an old movie. But you know, he was doing his last pitches of the game. This is the last time he was going to pitch in a game. And the crowd was going wild, and he wanted to give a no-hitter. That means you pitch good enough that you strike everybody out, and they don't get a chance to get on base. All right? So what he would do is a simple exercise. But it sounds simple, it looks simple, but it takes practice. And what he did was he said, mechanisms on. And he basically trained his mind that when he said that, he shut out all the noise from the crowd, shut out all his fears, all his worries, took a deep breath in that peaceful spot, and that's where he proceeded from. That takes practice. That's why I talk about meditation and prayer. Because when we learn in meditation and prayer is 15105, God's grace, and Christian numbers, which means God's power to do what we cannot do for ourselves. That's what grace means. But also in angel numbers 5, I mean, it can be a place of conflict and change. In those places of conflict and change, okay, you can settle yourself. Take deep breaths in, hold it for a few seconds, breathe out. Do it a few times, as much as you need to. Focus on something else besides yourself. And that will help you break some of those fears, all right? So today, be brave and do it scared. Choose one fear and move through it. Choose one fear and move through it. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I've got a few fears in my life, and you still ain't going to see me jumping out of no airplane, okay? We ain't getting a parachute on. We ain't jumping, all right? I'm afraid of heights. So anything super tall scares the crap out of me. But you are not going to see Nana jumping out of a plane, all right? I don't care if I'm afraid of it. There is nobody on the bottom part of the land that I'm landing on that's going to benefit from that. Oh, just choose wisely, guys. Choose wisely, all right? Okay, and another card that was on the bottom of that says, when was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? When was the last time that you laughed uncontrollably, or you smiled intensively all day or for an hour or whatever? Maybe you need to put on a good comedy or go see a comedy. Maybe you just need to lighten up on yourself and the people around you and see the blessings that you've got in front of you. See the blessings that are around you right now. All of us have something that we could be grateful for. All of us. All of us. All right? I just want to encourage you to do a grateful, thankful journal. And even if you have time in the morning, just to write one thing down or two things, and then at night, before you go to bed, do it as well. I'm telling you, it shifts your mentality. It puts you on a higher vibration. So when was the last time, okay, that you laughed or you smiled? Make somebody else laugh today. Laughter is healing, all right? Maybe you will have a snort or two in there. Feel the laughter in your body. That will also help dispel fear, guys. Lighten up. Don't be so serious. I'm talking to myself. All right? So I've been talking for a while here, so I'm just going to let you go on that. But you are standing up to things that are controlling in your life. You're going to rest and sit down on the inside with the inner peace that Source is giving you. And you're going to surrender fear. But you are a cosmic gift, and you're going to start reaching out around you. You watch and see. I give it a couple of months. Love you guys. Till next time. Bye-bye.